Alright, partners, we are back. We got a new Fae trailer here to go ahead and peep. So let's see what they got for us this time. Alright, new Attuned hero. Starting off with an Attuned hero. Okay, looks like Eliwood over here. Eliwood wearing Hector's clothes. Okay. I mean, we did get the Attuned Hector who was Hector wearing Eliwood's clothes, right? So now they've reversed the roles. He's going to be a Axe Cav, and he is also... That's it. Just Eliwood Axe Cav. Drawn by Wada. Pretty awesome. Okay. Alright, he's getting a lot of stats there. Basically, all of his passives look brand new, by the way. And he has a new Momentum Echo skill when we still haven't even gotten Momentum outside of Emblem Sigurd. This is the kind of thing that they do that just makes me shake my head in disappointment. How is anyone supposed to build any unit in this game when every banner just power creeps whatever the best skill was before? Like, look at this. This looks like Blue Skies Plus. Literally. And we just got an upgrade to Blue Skies already. What was it? Blue Skies Gust? And now we have this? It's impossible to keep up, man. Okay, so 40 HP, 70 attack, 54 speed, 48 defense, 25 res. Getting a lot of bonuses basically all over the place. So those are not his actual stats. Looks like he may have Potent there as well. Comrade's Axe, 16 might, 1 range, -1 special trigger. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants def res up 7, truly incited, and if unit initiates combat, reduce damage from foe's first attack by 40% to unit and allies in 2 spaces. Okay, so we got another instance of truly incited there. At start of turn, grants +1 movement to unit. After start of turn, skills trigger. If stall is active on unit, then neutralizes. Unit can only move 1 space on this unit. Basically. Okay, so he just neutralizes stall. So given the middle finger to Heimdallr, where stall was actually like one of her better abilities, Loki. I like the stall on Heimdallr more than the actual end turn ability, which may seem kind of weird, but like that's one of the more useful things that she does. Alright, then also grants all stats of 15. Unit deals +25 damage. Reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15. Reduce damage from foes' special by 15. And grants special cooldown count -X to unit before unit's first follow-up during combat, where X is the number of allies in 3 rows of 3 columns, centered on unit, including unit, with a max of 3. Alright, yeah, where have I seen all that before? 15 all stats, 25 true damage, 15 DR, 15 special DR. It's like the cookie-cutter weapon of nowadays. Alright, then we have Gathered Flames, 5-hit special. This is probably going to be uninheritable. So, when special triggers, boost damage by unit speed. For unit and allies in 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, grants all stats up Y to unit. Or to Y during combat, and then Y is the highest bonus on each stat among allies on the map. Calculates each stat bonus independently, and also if decreasing speed difference necessary to make a follow-up by 25 would allow unit to trigger a follow-up. Unit or ally, so it's also a drive support. Then they get Potent X%, where X is the highest total bonuses among allies on the map, times 4 with a max of 100. Triggers only when X is greater than or equal to 1. That's very interesting. So let's say you've got +6 to all stats. That is 24, and then multiply that by 4. That would be, was that 96? So that's 4 points off of Potent 100. So you would need instances of +7 to be able to get to Potent 100 there. But, I mean, that's still pretty crazy. He's giving that as a crux drive, essentially, for unit and allies in 3 rows of 3 columns. And then also, of course, the all stats up Y, which is basically just bonus doubler as a crux buff. And then reduce damage from foes' attacks by 40%, excluding AoEs. Neutralize effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks and effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. And neutralize effects that grant, well, tempo, basically. Neutralize the enemy's special ramp and neutralize guard. Oh, that was Blue Sky Gust. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I Forgive me for that, because I thought this was a brand new icon. I didn't remember what the icon for Gust looked like, to be honest. But, okay, it's just Blue Sky Gust again. Then we have Impetus Guard. So if unit or foe initiates combat after moving to a different space, then inflicts speed def res -4 on the foe. It deals damage during combat equal to the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated times 5 with a max of 20, including on AoEs, and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 10, excluding AoEs, and inflicts guard on the foe per attack. And if unit initiates combat and foe's attack can trigger foe special, inflicts special cooldown count +1 on the foe before their first attack. So it's basically just Flow Guard combined with Impetus. And then you should be getting the special acceleration as well, right? If unit initiates combat after moving to a different space, triggers the following effect depending on unit's equipped special. If unit has an AoE, then grant special cooldown count -X to unit before special triggers before combat. If unit has a special that triggers when unit attacks, then grant special cooldown count -X to unit before unit's first attack during combat, where X is the number of spaces from, or if the number of spaces from starting to ending position is greater than or equal to 3, X is 2, otherwise X is 1. So yeah, it's basically just Flow Guard combined with Momentum or Impetus or whatever you want to call that. All right, we have another Outcry skill. How many Outcries are we going to get, bro? We have Bellow, we've got Dull. Like, man, there's just too many of these. So, attack speed Outcry Seize. If at the start of player phase or enemy phase, if unit is in 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack and speed up 6 and Drain Cancel to unit and allies in 2 spaces. What the hell is Drain Cancel? Grants a bonus to unit's attack and speed equal to the number of allies on the map with Drain Cancel active +2 with a max of 5, and deals damage equal to the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated times 2 with a max of 8. Okay, so Drain Cancel grants all stats of 4 during combat, and when a foe triggers both the grants the bonus effects active on foe and neutralize any bonus active on foe effects from skills such as Essence Drain on unit with this status effect, prevents those effects on unit and other targets, and neutralize any bonus effects active on that foe. Wow. So we're doing that again, right? Like, after we were all happy that the Needhoggers went out of style, and then they gave us Nurgle in the Tempest Trial. Or not Tempest Trial, they gave us Nurgle in the Binding World, or the Forging Bonds, or whatever it is. The mode where you can just form a unit. We got Nurgle there. And then they're like, nope. Sorry. No more Nurgle for you. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we're in bonus meta, and there's no counter to it. Even, like, Loki and Thor, that they have the button, and Loki's got her C skill, which turns off enemy bonuses if they've got too many. That doesn't work anymore. So it's like, what do? We're stuck in bonus meta, and they have no intentions of stopping it. It's like, come on, man. Ain't anyone else besides me tired of bonus meta? Like, when units are jumping into the map and they've got, like, 20+ bonuses. Is that cool? Like, do people like that? I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you feel about bonus meta. Okay, then we have Momentum Echo. Deals damage during combat equal to the number of spaces from starting to ending position of whoever initiated combat times 2 with a max of 8, including on AoEs, which is pretty good. And then if unit initiates combat after moving to a different space, triggers the following effects depending on unit's equipped special. If unit has an AoE, then grant special cooldown count -X before the special triggers. And if unit has a special that triggers when unit attacks, then you get the -X cooldown before your first attack. And it's basically the same as Momentum. If you've moved 3 or more spaces, X is 2, otherwise X is 1. So yeah, pretty good Echo skill, obviously very strong. And we're getting Momentum Echo before we even got Momentum on a second unit, by the way. So, yeah, I mean, does it make sense that Eliwood blocks Nurgle's effect, considering Eliwood is from the game where we fight Nurgle? I don't know. But that has nothing to do with Armads, I'll tell you that much. Like, what is it that this guy does that reminds you of Hector? Not really anything, right? Like, they gave him Hector's weapon and Hector's clothes, and none of his effects have anything to do with Hector. Kind of weird, but okay. Oh, we have Lowen. Oh, okay. I see you, Lowen. That's Rebecca's girl, or Rebecca's boyfriend, right? I think so. Okay, so Lowen's going to be a Lance cavalry type. Okay. That pretzel bread that he's got there, the pretzel bun, looks pretty tasty. Bro is like running away with the pantry there. Oh, he's a demo too, by the way. Let's take a look here at his stats again. So we got here 44 HP, and then he's got drops to attack and defense from somewhere. Probably this unit. Hoder, she has Discord or Havoc or whatever. Attack and defense Havoc, I think. I'm probably wrong about that. That's not what she had. So, yeah, 51 attack, 38 speed, 37 defense, 17 res with mitigated attack and defense. Wait, is he actually... Hold on. He has a preference skill, and then he's got 2 gold border skills, and he's got flame wall. He is not a demote. So, Apprentice Lance, 16 might, 1 range, enables Kanto Distant, +1 with a max of 4, -1 special trigger. For unit and allies in 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit, grants all stats up X. For unit, X is 15. For allies, X is 5. Neutralize penalties and deals +Y damage during combat, excluding on AoEs. For unit, Y is 25, and for allies, Y is 10. And recovers 7 HP. Then also reduce damage from foes' attacks by 15. Reduce damage from their special by 15. And then unit makes a guaranteed follow-up and grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before first attack. Alright, not bad. The support, the fact that he's giving all this support to allies as well is pretty nice. Then he's got Flame Wall. Then he's got Attack and Defense Excel. And then he has Attack Defense Outcry Dull, which they literally just released a better skill on Eliwood. So you want to go for the Essence Drain Negation effect now, as opposed to Outcry Dull or like Bellow or whatever else. We're bullying Timera here for some reason. Not sure why. Alright, then he gets Long Kanto. Of course, his weapon had Kanto Distant. Oh, Marcus! Ooh, okay. I think he's going to be a demote, though, but it is nice to see Marcus. Yeah, so Sword, Cavalry type Marcus. Not Old Man Marcus either. This is like FE7 Marcus, where he was a little bit younger. So we got here 40 HP, 62 attack, 34 speed, 31 defense, and 37 res, and he is giving off insane demote energy. Why couldn't this guy have, like, Shadow Shift 3 or something? Or Shadow Smite 3, considering we got a demote on the seasonal banner that had that stuff. Like, they don't want to give that to regular banner demotes? Okay, so Melee Blade Plus, 14 Might, 1 Range, all stats -5 on the foe, or inflicts all stats -5 on foes in 3 rows or 3 columns, and neutralize effects that grant them special cooldown charge ramping. And then at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, unit deals +X times 5 damage, with a max of 20, and X is the number of foes in 3 spaces of target, including the target, excluding AoE specials. I mean, it's okay, but okay is just not good enough right now. Alright, then he has Swap and Def Res Clash 3 and Close Guard. I love how they're playing this up like it's a brand new skill, which it actually is. It is a new skill, Def Res Clash 3, but at the same time, it's Def Res Clash 3. No one cares anymore. Okay, so finally we have an Entwined hero. So this is going to be the, like, main character of the banner, I guess. And we got Ninian here. I guess that makes sense for it to be Ninian, considering Eliwood was the other unit. Her artwork looks a little off. I don't know. This doesn't really look like Ninian to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like, seeing things, but she doesn't really look like Ninian. She looks a lot more generic. than she usually does. Like, you can usually tell that it's Ninian. Alright, Ninian is going to be a Cavalry Colorless Dragon type. Okay, suffering a lot of stat drops there, so I don't really know what her exact stats are. But we got here 42 HP, 61 attack, 54 speed, 22 defense, 19 res with attack, defense, and res drops, and then a speed bonus. Interesting. Alright, so of course she's a dancer. Bound by ice, 16 might, 1 range. Enables Kanto distant +1 with a max of 4. -1 special trigger. Adaptive damage on ranged enemies. At start of turn and after unit acts, if Kanto triggers, then after Kanto inflicts speed and res -7, exposure, and panic on the closest foes and foes in 2 spaces. And then grants all stats of 15. Neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-ups and prevent units follow-ups. Unit deals +25 damage and reduce damage from foes' attacks by 60%, excluding AoEs. And reduce damage from foes' attacks by an additional 15 during combat. Interesting. Okay, so she gets pierceable DR and then non-pierceable DR both rolled into one there. Okay. I mean, pierceable DR doesn't even mean anything anymore. But I would have rather they just give her an extra 15 flat DR on specials. But, okay. Alright, then a new assist here, Dragon's Twirl. Range of 1, grants another action to target ally, and if Kanto has already been triggered by that target, re-enables Kanto. For target unit and pair-up cohort, if any, grants attack and speed up 6, dominance, and range 2 style. Oh, for 1 turn. Range 2 style is granted to target ally and pair-up cohort, if any, only when the target allies and pair-up cohort's range is 1. And also grants special cooldown count -1. And then on turn 2 onward, if unit has used an assist skill on the current turn, after Kanto grants another action to unit, re-enables Kanto, and inflicts isolation on unit and pair-up cohort through the next actions. This effect will not trigger again for 2 turns after triggering, and does not trigger when affected by effects of traps in 8th raids during Kanto. And cannot target an ally with Singer Dance. This skill is treated as Singer Dance, and then unit can use range 2 style. Okay, very interesting. She's basically Legendary Ninian on crack, pretty much. And Legendary Ninian is like one of the few dancers that's still actually worth running. It's basically her and the bunny... well, not... was it Bunny, Plumeria, and Olivia? I can't even remember what seasonal they were. But... basically, the Plumeria and Olivia combo and Legendary Ninian. Those are like the 2 most worthwhile dancers. So, yeah, despite having Byleth Ring in the game, this unit could still actually do stuff. Blazing Wind, so again, they refuse to give us a new AoE special. Sly Swift Sparrow, Impetus Guard. Is this not the one we just looked at on Eliwood? But before I read this again, this novel of a passive, I just want to double back to Eliwood. Let me just make sure it's not the exact same thing. Let's see here. Yeah, it is the exact same thing. So they literally just gave Ninian the same B skill as Eliwood. And then she's got Shadow Shift 4 there. So out of all of these units, Eliwood is basically the one that I think is the most worthwhile, mainly because of his new C skill for fodder. Like, now you don't even need to run Needhogger anymore to turn off enemy bonus stuff. And do you even need to run Legendary Tiki, or what was it, Mythic Tiki anymore either? Because she turns off bonus neutralization. Like, why not just run that C skill? And then you give the middle finger to Nurgle and also Loki and Thor as well, I think. Let me just check that one more time. That's how it worked, right? Where is it? Okay, so Drain Cancel is when a foe triggers both. Grants bonus effects active on foe, which would be from units like Tina and also Nurgle. And then neutralize any bonus active on foe, which is the same as Loki and Thor right there. So there you go. It neutralizes both. It's 2-in-1. It's roll compressed. As opposed to having to run Nurgle separately and Mythic Tiki separately, why not just run both on a passive that you can put on a good unit? Dude, this game. Who is in charge of balancing this game? I want to know. Like, who is the game design balancer? Do they even play the game? Do they have any idea what is going on in terms of meta? And then she has the range 2 style, which we already know. I mean, Lin already has that, so that's whatever. It is good to get on a dance, though. That's pretty nuts. Okay, so here she is bodying Burger King. Is this still a relevant matchup to see, like, how units do against Burger King? Maybe for Arena Assault, but he's not really, like, as huge of a threat anymore. Now that we have, like, a million ways to beat him. It's more so, like, in Arena Assault, the units that are the most annoying to deal with for me are Duo Freya, who is, like, invincible. Damn near, and she's always at plus 10. And there's one more. Sometimes it can be Harmonic Ike. He's annoying in Arena Assault because he's basically on every Arena Assault team you're going to fight because he's the most summoned unit of last year, basically. Alright, I'm guessing her Bouquet is going to do attack and speed up too, which would make the most sense. No, it's speed and res up too. Okay. And then it's also going to enable S plus rank support and all that. So you get a little extra HP with S plus support. Yeah, and then it also removes the range limit on ally support, which can be pretty helpful. Honestly, though, I'm like the bouquets out of all of the special hero advantages, like the fodder bank usability of arcane and attuned heroes, the like special accessory from the aided heroes or the florets from the ascended heroes, all of those I think are more useful than the bouquet. Maybe not the aided blessing, because like outside of just giving you the accessories, just like +1 to all stats. So the bouquet is definitely better than that one, but I still think the floret is overall what people would rather go for. Just get double boons on your unit. Alright, so there should be a GHB on this map. That's why I waited through all of that to see who it is. Okay, they're not going to show us who the GHB is. We have Moose Spell on the map, which means that we just saw Niffle in the story get offed by a Fimbulvator, so now it looks like Moose Spell's turn, and I guess that means Legjarn is going to reappear, as we saw earlier. She did show up in the dialogue. So, yeah, I mean, I do like Legjarn. Certainly a lot more than Fiorm, and she does look very happy to see us there. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. This is your boy Tacho signing out, and actually, before we go, let's actually go to Twitter, and let's take a look at the inheritances, specifically for that new C skill on Eliwood. That's what I want to know. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this out here. So, Impetus Guard is for flying and cavalry only, and it's for melee, dragon, and beast only. Outcry Seize is for cavalry only, and then it's for sword, lance, axes, dragons, and beasts. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, cavalry only, it does make sense why this would be limited that much. Because, dude, this skill is bananas. Alright, then we got Momentum Echo, which is available basically for everyone. Infantry, flyer, and cavalry. And then sword, lance, axes, dragons, and beasts. No armors, and then attack, defense, outcry, dull is for... Actually, we already know what outcry, dull, and Defres Clash 3, the prerequisites are, because we've had these classes of skills before. So, yeah, there you guys go. That's basically everything for the banner. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And I will catch y'all again tomorrow for the data mines.